I am currently working as a private quarterback instructor. I do one-on-one lessons with young, aspiring quarterbacks who want to take their game to the next level. I love my job because I can give back to the youth and to the game of football. It's taught me so much in my life, and nothing brings more joy. Excuse me. Nothing brings more joy than to see my pupils grow and develop their game to a level I was not capable of until I reached the peak of my career. So to be able to share what I've learned through my entire football career with players at a young age really helps advance their game, and my resume of athletes with scholarship shows it. Now, let me tell you a little bit of how I got to where I am today. I grew up playing the big three sports, football, baseball, and basketball, and I always thought football was my niche. My family was really big on baseball and whatnot, but 6th grade was really the first time I really started playing in pads, and I was able to lead my first year in pads, first team in pads to the championship. That's where I really fell in love with the game. There's always many distractions in life and in life itself, and I believe that being a quarterback, you have to set the example to not be a distraction to the team. But being a football player, however, there's always parties after wins like you would imagine. So there's always distractions to go out and party, but I had to pick and choose my nights. But, because nobody wants to be the next Johnny Manziel. So I'd say a big step in my life was going to college. College was big just because you get your education while you're on the main stage, and you have the opportunity to play on that higher level that not many people can say that. And to have some success in doing so, and even success in that to play football professionally afterwards, was truly a blessing. It was always a goal of mine to get to the NFL, and it wasn't an easy path at all. There were many late nights I spent being a guy on the bottom of the depth chart and not even getting reps in practice. It was definitely hard for me to accept that no matter how great you were in high school or college, you always had to continue to prove yourself. That means when you're fighting to move up on the depth chart, you have to be the guy who the coaches see working 10 times harder than your competition, just so they can tell that you want it more bad than the guy that you're competing with. I think the reason college was such a big turning point in my life was because it taught me that the harder you work, the more likely you're going to get the result you're working for. There were numerous cold mornings in college I could have easily slept in after being sore from a long day of practice the day before, but I knew I wanted to be great, so I'd wake up, go on jogs at 5:30 in the morning, long runs before our 7 a.m. lifts. And this really helped sharpen my mind and develop my work ethic, which was a stepping stone towards achieving my main goal, which was to reach the NFL. Along the way, if I had to pinpoint and highlight the highest point of my career, I have to say what happened in college. Being the starter and the team captain was for sure the highest point and most rewarding because of the process that took place, and the hard work I put into the program at Ole Miss was one of the most rewarding feelings of my life. From being a freshman on the team and barely getting any reps at practice to being nominated team captain by your peers and to be the starter was truly a long, strenuous journey. Every day you have to prove yourself you have to prove to yourself and to your teammates and your coaches why you're the guy instead of the 7 other guys competing for that one position. College was a grind, but if I had the opportunity to do it over again, I wouldn't change a thing. There was no worse feeling than my first 2 seasons as a Rebel, sitting on the bench, watching my teammates run the offense that I believe I could always run better than them. It's funny how it works in college because everybody's working hard, and if you're not, you're easily replaceable. So it makes it that much harder to separate yourself from the crowd and show your coaches you're the one busting your ass harder than your competition. I can't even tell you the amount of times I made myself believe that I could push myself beyond what my body thought I was capable of doing. The reason why college was the highest point, though, was because after losing the starting job to a freshman my sophomore year, I had to realize that I was not doing enough. So I stayed even later after practices, throwing my wide receivers every day, and woke up even earlier to get in a run before our morning weights, until the coaches started to realize that, hey, maybe we made a mistake, let's give Maroney a chance. And once you get them to that point where they believe in you to be the guy, there's no turning back. As soon as I had the coach's blessing to be the starter, I made it a point to my teammates that I was the leader of the team. Not that I had not been doing that all along, it was just much easier to grab the reins when you aren't the backup. It's not easy convincing men your age to follow what you say, but if you can earn their respect, it is the most rewarding feeling to have your peers nominate you as their captain. I think just from being, just from the process, I was not always a starter, so I'd say it was definitely the process of having to work to be a starter was very humbling. And it was definitely something I don't think a lot of people have, the mental toughness. And I think that was the biggest part. I don't think a lot of people have what it takes to go through what I had to endure because I just wanted it so bad just to elevate my game to the next level, and just those those long days and long nights of putting in hard work, a lot of people would have given up. So I think just having to endure what I went through just made me the man I am today. And in the long run, it's worth it because everybody wants to be the guy, and you only get one guy to be the quarterback of the team, and you're competing against 7 or 8 guys on the team, and sometimes you can't always win, and it's not always your fault. Whether you thought you were better than him, or your coaches just find something or a reason to give him the start over you, it's a little bit screwy. And for example, in college, I had to pay my dues for a little while. As a freshman, I redshirted, and then my sophomore season, I was expecting to get some playing time and try to take over the team, but they had brought in another freshman, and they wanted him to be the guy just because of his hype or his previous high school stats. But it took him for a while to understand that to come in on that level, on that stage, and just be the guy when there's already people who had put in the time and learned the system in college. It's not an easy transition. So for me, it was challenging having to sit and watch this young freshman play, and it was hurting our team. And then my coaches finally came around and realized that giving Maroney the chance, and turned out to work in my favor, and it was the best thing for our team. But circling back to what I was saying, you never know. No matter how hard you work, there's no guarantee that you're going to get the result you're looking for. So I think just putting in all that hard work really shaped my work ethic and really made me who I am today. I think each level I played at brought out different parts of me. For example, in high school, I realized after being academically ineligible for a couple games that I was not only embarrassing myself, but because I wasn't getting my schoolwork done in the classroom, but I was also letting my team down by not being able to lead the team the way I could, and it cost us, wins and losses. So realizing that school was the main reason why I got to play this game that I love was something I didn't realize until high school. And then finding my work ethic in the classroom was definitely what high school brought out of me. Then in college, like I told you, the hardships I had to endure in college to persevere, and as a matter of do what I want to keep doing this every day. There might not be the reward I'm looking for at the end of the day, or do I just want to go to a fraternity or sorority party and just kind of mix in with everybody else? There's always that temptation and stuff. There's always temptations in life at every level, and I think if you just got to keep your head down and keep grinding and keep working through all those distractions, then you can achieve what your main goal is, and you just got to put in that work. And that's it. Eventually worked out for me. I consider myself lucky, but at the same time, I consider myself, I don't want to say I don't want to say better than other people, but I believe I worked harder than other people would to get what I've earned today in my life. So truly blessed to be where I'm at today, and thank you for your time.